Family, welcome back to Larry's Anything Goes. Hopefully you guys are having a great and exceptional day. Today's word of the day is camouflage. Stands for a means of concealment or a disguise that creates the effect of being part of the natural surroundings and whatnot. Now, I chose this word today, very simple. Because we live in a big social media culture, we live in a big flex culture, we live in a big tell all your business culture online, various different, I don't care what app you're on, what website you're utilizing. It's, we've been living in that culture now. I could say definitely for the last 10 years now. And a lot of times putting all your business out there on Front Street can make you a target to scammers and hackers, but it can make you an even bigger target to just haters all at the same time. You know what I mean? And people love to, especially when people, and I myself am guilty of this. So, I have to slow down a lot of times. I myself am like, hey, less social media, the better, because a lot of it's just a waste of time. Majority of the social media I like to consume mostly is on YouTube because I like to listen to podcasters. I like to be entertained and laugh a little bit. And I like to listen to podcasters and learn something. Just listening to Don Peoples, real estate mogul. Looking to be the first Black man to own a skyscraper in New York City. So that's a person I want to listen to. But at the end of the day, it's when you have to put yourself in the surroundings where you don't need to stand out. And when you're putting all your business out there online, you don't stand out. You actually, you're not standing out. You're standing out more so, and you're becoming easier for target. But when you put yourself in camouflage and whatnot and can blend in with the crowd, but you're the one that's actually making the strategic moves and things of that nature, then it puts you in a position where it makes it easier for you to execute your mission. Think of yourself as a soldier. You blend into the camouflage of the environment that you're in order for you to take out the enemy. And people have to operate in that manner in all aspects of every single aspect of their life, whether they're raising a family, whether they have a business, whether they have a job. A lot of times you need to be able to blend in more so because the deadliest assassin is the one that doesn't make the biggest amount of noise. It's just what it is. I remember one time back when I used to work 3 jobs. And this one young lady was working. She was a teacher at a daycare during the day, and then she worked at Babies R Us part time. I never forget her name. Her name was Wendy. Nice lady, and she said that she's been taking training and whatnot on the weekends so that she could become an administrator within the schools, this a specific school system and whatnot. And she said what she was going to do is roll her money for, because she, even as a part-time employee, you could roll, as long as you had a certain amount of hours. Babies R Us at the time, I don't know how it is now. I don't think Babies R Us exists anymore, because Toys R Us doesn't exist anymore. But she was able to roll that money from her 401k into a self-directed IRA for her business and whatnot, because she had a daycare business, and she'd be able to utilize that money to and borrow, instead of that she wouldn't get taxed. She could actually borrow that money, take a loan out, and become her own bank in a sense. And she was putting me up on game at 19, 20 years old. I'm looking at her like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about, because I didn't even have a bank account at the time. I was still getting physical checks, and I had to go to the check cashing place to check it. I'm talking back in the day when I'm 19 years old. But I never forget, she said, yeah. And now that I get how that works and whatnot, it's like, oh, it all makes sense. It's how people become their own personal bankers, by borrowing money from themselves and paying themselves back and getting the interest back all at the same time. So it's a very interesting concept, but she blended in the crowd. I just thought she was just a regular person struggling like everybody else, but she was living well below her means. She had 2 kids, but and I think her husband worked for the federal government. But they lived well below their means so that they could save more money and invest more money. And he helped out with the business as well. So just blending in with the crowd a lot of time. And she didn't make that big announcement until she left. She's like, yeah, I'm out of here in 2 weeks. I'm like, oh, really? I was like, okay, well, I'm going to miss you. Hopefully everything works out. And then she just gave me this game in less than 20 minutes about how how I should, and I should have did that back then, how I should have took advantage of having a 401k with Babies R Us, because I didn't even have a 401k. I didn't even have an IRA at that time, because like I said, I was still being introduced to money. That's why when you teach your kids, the simple principles of wealth, which you can learn online anywhere nowadays, it's not like it's a big hidden secret anymore. You can put them in a better position when they get out of high school and when they get out of college, even when they leave the military or whatever organization that they start working for, because you're putting them up on the economic game. And that's what And a lot of times, that's what matters the most all at the same time, all right? But anyways, today's quote of the day is by Nigel Davis, founder of Claromentis. He stated that it's necessary to find a mentor who can invest time to know your personal capabilities and business model. And I could not agree with that statement more. And the mentors I've have done that, and I thank them and appreciate them. And anybody that I would mentor, I would say the same thing to them. But a lot of times, I've noticed this a lot, especially in the DMV area. A lot of times people just want to, get to know you just so that they can get something from you. And that's why I've been falling back on a lot of people lately, because I noticed the interaction with them is only of a personal venture for them. It's not, there's no genuine, there's nothing genuine about them, except the only thing that's genuine about them is what they want from you. So a lot of times you got to fall back from people that are like that, because then they do nothing for you anyways, but take your time and suck your energy out and all that good stuff. All right. But anyways, do the great thing, free things, like, share, and subscribe. Hopefully you guys have a great day. Don't forget to check out the online store. If you're a stock market investor, crypto investor, individual retirement account investor, check out all the links, including online stores, in the description. From my Shopify store to WEBULL, Crypto.com, Acorn, Stash, Coinbase. You'll be able to make some money when you sign up for those platforms. And as I always say, family, make money move, so you're going to live, bro, like a fool. Take care.